Question 1 of the algebra quiz gives us an equation over here to start with, and then they want us to graph that linear equation on the x and y axis that they provide us on the right-hand side. And conveniently, we have a graphing calculator, so what we're going to do is just take this equation that they've given us, we'll type that into y1 on the calculator. From there, we're just going to graph it, and then I'm just going to hit the trace button, and I'm going to start trying to find, I'm just going to type in different x values. And what I want out of there, what I'm looking for, I want 2 clean points. And by clean point, I mean something that's, a 2 and a 4 and a 3 and a 5. I don't want 2.5s and 3.333s, things like that. We're just looking for 2 clean points so that I can then graph that equation on the x and y axes. So I go to my calculator, open up my y equals, and type in that equation they gave us. So -3 divided by 2x plus 1. We'll go ahead and graph that. And I'm usually going to trace 0 as my first point. So I hit trace, and then I type in the x value that I want, which is 0. And at the bottom of the screen, you'll see that it tells me a point that I have on that graph. So the point 0, 1. So 0, 1, that's my x and my y. That's my first point. And then I'll come and I'll hit trace again, and then I'll type 1. And here's what I'm talking about a not clean point. I get 1 and -0.5. I don't really want to graph -0.5. It's not a clear dot on any of these axes here. And so I'm not going to use that point. And so now, because I've already hit trace, I can go ahead and just type in 2. And 2 gives me a clean point. So I have 2, -2. So 2, -2 is what we'll do right there. So to use the graphing tool on this online system they have here, you'll click this little button over here, and it's going to pop out a screen for you. And from there, you're going to want to choose the line tool. And the line tool looks something like this with a box, and it'll have 2 dots and a line, and you'll just kind of click on that right there. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to mark the first point. And so you'll give it a little cursor, and you'll scroll your little cursor around until you mark that point 0, 1. And it'll show you that point. It'll tell you what coordinate it's on the little tool that it has there. And then the next part, you're just going to mark the second point. So for us, we'd be looking at 2, -2. And once you click that second point, it'll draw the line like you see here on my example, and then from there just hit save that answer and move forward. So that's how you find the equation of a line and graph it on this question.